Have you ever been so in love, so completely obsessed with someone, that you felt like you were losing a piece of yourself? That you were giving away your power, your identity, just to be with them? We're all taught that love is this beautiful, magical thing that completes us. But what if that's a lie? What if the very thing we crave, the most unconditional, passionate love, is also the most dangerous thing for our psychological health? Today, we're going to talk about a side of love you've never heard before. We're going to look at it through the eyes of the legendary psychologist, Carl Jung. Jung wasn't just about dreams and archetypes. He saw love as a powerful, sometimes perilous, force that can either lead to profound psychological growth or to the total destruction of your soul and your sense of self. We're going to uncover the psychological dangers of love, the shadow lurking behind your deepest connections, and why you should be very, very careful about who you let into your heart. From movies to pop songs, we're fed this idea of unconditional love. You know, that soulmate who accepts you for everything you are, warts and all. It sounds amazing, right? But Jung would tell you that this kind of love, when it's not grounded in self-awareness, is a psychological trap. It's an unspoken demand. You're not really loving the other person. You're projecting onto them. You're trying to find your missing pieces in them. Think about it. We all have parts of ourselves we don't like. Our insecurities, our flaws, our past mistakes. This is what Jung called the shadow. We spend our whole lives trying to hide this part of us, to pretend it doesn't exist. But in love, we get this hope that maybe, just maybe, this one person will love our shadow for us. We give them this immense power and burden, and when they inevitably fail to live up to that impossible task, we're not just disappointed, we feel betrayed. We feel like they broke a promise they never even made. But before we continue, I'm offering you a free ebook to thank you for supporting the channel. Download it now and begin your journey towards self-discovery, dream interpretation, and shadow work. Hurry because it's free. The link is on the channel page. Okay, now let's get back to it. Jung believed that when we fall in love, we often project our own anima or animus onto the other person. The anima is the unconscious feminine side of a man, and the animus is the unconscious masculine side of a woman. It's the idealized image of the opposite gender that we carry inside us. When we meet someone who seems to embody that ideal, we don't just see them as a person. We see them as the fulfillment of a psychological need. Let me tell you about a story. Let's call him Alex. Alex grew up with a very critical father, and he always felt like he was never good enough. When he met Sarah, she was everything his father wasn't: supportive, kind, always telling him he was amazing. Alex didn't just love Sarah. He saw her as his savior. He projected his idealized animus onto her, and she became the living embodiment of the approval he always craved. His happiness became completely dependent on her. When she had a bad day, or was a little distant, he would fall into a deep depression. He wasn't just in a relationship. He was living a psychological drama where he was trying to fix his childhood wounds through another person. This is the psychological danger. You're not in a relationship with a person. You're in a relationship with your own idealized image of them. And when you merge with that ideal, you lose your own identity. You start to mimic their interests, their opinions, their habits. You stop asking what you want and start asking what they want. This is a subtle but devastating form of psychological self-destruction. So, where does the shadow come in? Your shadow holds all the traits you've rejected in yourself: the greed, the jealousy, the anger. We think we can hide these things, but they always find a way out, and they often come out in our most intimate relationships. Think about a couple who seems perfect on the surface. They never argue. They're always so happy. But what's really happening? One or both of them might be suppressing their shadow. They're not letting themselves get angry or express their true feelings because they're terrified of disrupting the perfect image of the relationship. This is a recipe for disaster. The suppressed shadow doesn't just disappear. it festers with resentment and bitterness. Eventually, it will erupt, often in explosive and destructive ways, leaving both people shocked and hurt. Jung would say that a healthy relationship isn't one without conflict. It's one where you can bring your whole self, even your shadow, to the table. It's not about being a perfect person. It's about being a whole person. And true love, the kind that lasts, is about two whole people learning to accept each other's shadows, not just their light. So what's the alternative? Is love doomed to be a psychological battlefield? Not at all. Jung's work gives us the blueprint for a deeper, more authentic love. It starts with a simple principle: love yourself first, but not in a narcissistic way. It means doing the hard, painful work of integrating your shadow. This means you gotta face your demons. You gotta sit down with your insecurities and your fears. You gotta ask yourself, why am I so afraid of being alone? Or why do I feel so incomplete without a partner? When you do this work, you stop looking for someone to complete you. You're not coming into a relationship to get something. You're coming into it to share something. When you've done your own shadow work, you can see your partner not as a savior, but as a fellow human being on their own journey. You can love them for who they are, not for who you want them to be. You're not projecting your psychological needs onto them. You can be with them in an authentic way. This kind of love is not about merging. It's about two individuals standing side by side, supporting each other's growth, while maintaining their own integrity. So, the next time you feel that intense, passionate pull towards someone, stop for a second. Ask yourself, am I falling in love with this person? Or am I falling in love with a fantasy? Am I trying to find my missing pieces in them? Or am I ready to bring my whole self, my light, and my shadow to this relationship? The psychological danger of love is real, but it's not a reason to avoid it. It's a reason to approach it with awareness and intentionality. The goal isn't to find a perfect person. The goal is to do your own inner work so you can show up as a whole person, and then find someone who is also doing their work. That's where you'll find true connection, true growth, and a love that doesn't destroy your soul, but makes it stronger. Remember, the most courageous act of love you can ever perform isn't for another person. It's for yourself. It's facing your shadow. And it's only then that you can truly and safely love another.